Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn. And oh man, as I look at this map, so I have a lot of hours in the game now. I've streamed it several times and have played. I've got, I don't know, close to 130 hours now in the game, and I've learned a lot since then. So let's see. This is my microphone's in the way. That's potatoes. This is all carrots. This is carrots and potatoes. This is more potatoes and all of this wheat for only 279 beavers. And as you can see, we've got quite a bit of food just sitting here. And I bet if I look around, my storages are all full. Building is full. And the reason I say that is because I see that they're not harvesting the fastest. That there's a lot of crops just sitting in the ground. I'm trying to find all my storage. It's been a while since I've played this map. So that's not full. Pretty close. That's pretty close to full. That's pretty close to full. And that one is full. Then we've got, I think I was trying to click these. So yeah, everything's pretty close to full. When that happens, they stop. They absolutely stop gathering crops out of the ground. Plus, this is just a bit much dedicated to food. What I think I'm going to do is get rid of this area, move the potatoes over here. I'm not going to just destroy them because that would be, a waste. But what you can do is go through and clear a planting area. And then as that grows, speed up the game. As that grows and becomes mature, it will, they'll just pick it and be done with it. We're also going to clear that. I can't replant it until they harvest them. Which, let's see, we're 68% growth. Okay. And then we're going to do something similar over here. We don't need any of this. And the reason being is, we always are running short on logs in this save. And I was just way out of balance. Just incredibly out of balance with what we were producing. Somewhere there is a forester. He's there. There's another one back here, so it makes sense to keep this wheat and get rid of this wheat. Okay. Cool. And that's what we're gonna just get rid of a lot of crops and replace them with trees. Again, I'm just gonna let everything grow, so I'm gonna leave the beehives in and everything. But then as things grow to maturity, then we will be able to take care of them. So see, these farmer huts are now saying, yeah, I don't have anything to do. There is only one farmer over here that can really reach this area, so I'm going to rectify that, though it may take a while to do so. I'm going to build a couple platforms right here, and we're going to build out over the water, because they'll still function just fine. And then we'll get rid of these here, or this one here. We'll delete that one, and we will delete that one. The only problem is now they can't harvest. Oh yeah, I need to put that one back in. I just can't harvest anything. Because just before I deleted it, it was like, wait, I have something to do after all. So let's make that high priority to get that back in so they can harvest all of this. Somebody's still harvesting it. Where are you coming from? Oh, well, never mind. We don't need that one. I didn't realize the farmers over there could reach it. And this will free up a bit of space for us. Gosh, we have so much research going. What isn't unlocked? We're almost to that. Do I have everything with that final monument unlocked? Yes, I do. So soon we'll even be able to get rid of our research. Because this is 12,000, we're at 10,500. And we've got, I can look over here. Inventors, 15 of them. And each one cranks out 3 science every 3 hours. We're on an 18-hour day, so they'll get just under 9 science each, because 18 divided by 3, no, it's 6, sorry, and then 6 times 3 is, well, back up to 18, okay, never mind. So we get about 18 science each, just under that, times 15, whatever, that number works out to be. So this one's already saying they don't have anything to do. I'm going to set this one to harvesting and get rid of this one here. Gosh, we even have a lot here. What are we planting back here? I don't even remember. Spatterdock. Oh, cool. Yeah, because they can grill spatterdock. Did we make grillers for those? Grilled chestnuts. There's only 3 grills. We could probably use more grills because we've got a lot of potatoes just sitting around ungrilled. That's really all that's kind of sitting around. We're actually processing our food pretty quick, but we will need grills for this spatterdock. What I'm wondering is if I can't, my district ends right there. So I can't build there because I've boxed myself in with this, but we don't really need that much. Again, it's kind of a matter of I overplanted because I didn't really know what I was doing. I first started this save, and I think that's very apparent. I don't even use windmills anymore because they're very unreliable. I have 151 beavers. Honestly, I should have just built power wheels because it's just, I don't know. The wind stops blowing and your production stops. It's kind of, it doesn't feel good when that happens at all. Okay, so this is getting cleared. This is slowly getting cleared. I'm going to go ahead and plant the potatoes back. And by the way, while I'm thinking of it, Timberborn is going to go on a brief hiatus. I'll still stream it. And there's Twitch archives of it coming up. And you can kind of see the night and day difference between how much I've, learned. I'm going to keep... sorry if you can hear the microphone moving. I have to, just the way this overlay is, stuff is kind of in the way. Or my microphone's in the way. And you can't, grab these and relocate them. If I try to click that, it just stays there. So I kind of got to lean to the right and move my microphone a little bit. So you're a harvester. You're a planter. And we don't want you to specialize anymore. There we go. Same for you. We want you to kind of be able to take care of all of that. We've got more than enough water. What we lack is storage. Do we have the big dog storage? We do. We have one there. How far back will the district reach up here? What are you complaining about? A grill. Oh, it must be for the spatterdock. So there you go. Grilled spatterdock. That'll at least get one. So as they start harvesting spatterdock, we'll have more. So I guess I didn't need to get rid of that, but oh well. We have lots of extra space coming up. So it's going to take a minute to get all of this stuff out of the ground. So I think what I'm going to do, first of all, is lower this since we have a drought coming and let water in there. Kind of forgot to fill that back up, didn't I? There we go. And, back in there. Honestly, I could just leave it open since we've got this and this, because I'm pretty sure water stays for most of the time. I think it does. If I hadn't planted these aquatic resources back here, I would just not flood this anymore because this is not the way to do it. This is such a poor use of water, to be honest, to just flood that big of an area. And it also means transport between the districts becomes a lot more difficult. Yeah, okay, so they've got this cleared out. That's good. So that farmhouse and that farmhouse, they can reach up there, but well, let's let them finish getting this stuff here. In the meantime, I see a couple of blueberries that I want to get rid of. And then this forester can get almost all of this. He could probably get all of it if I did something like this here. If I come right there and then just use a bit of this land for a path, that'll probably open that area, this whole area up to him, because he can now come straight across. That would be my guess. We're going to take a minute to find out. So we've got wheat here, carrots, and working on potatoes. In fact, it looks like we're ready to finish planting our potatoes over here. Just like that. Make sure we're not going beyond our reach. We're not. I'll go ahead and fill in this little corner. Why not? I've also got a lot of unused space just because I didn't really plan my buildings very efficiently. It's weird how you can, you know, like when you first start playing, like, oh, okay, I see how this all works. But then over time, you're just like, oh god, I've made huge mistakes. So these are birch. Why does that not show up as birch? I don't know. He'll never be able to plant those right there. These 5, like, not possible. He can't reach it. So no point. Wow. Okay, never mind. He's not done. I thought that was done. I'm about to say he can't reach that. Okay, so we can get rid of a beehive. I know this seems like a lot of wasted resources, and in a way it is, but it would be better to correct mistakes now, you know, early on. Plus, I'm a little apprehensive that an update to the game isn't going to just give me the same warning that it did last time of, hey, don't, you know, don't play existing saves, start a new save. What is that? That's a district gate. Okay. Oh, that's right. We were gonna make a new district. If you check out some of the Twitch VODs, you will see multiple districts because I've done many. Okay, we've got blueberries suddenly just randomly growing in the middle of our area. That's always fun. There we go. Let's get rid of you. How much longer do these guys have? Potatoes. It's watered and alive, so we're just waiting for those to be harvested. Cool. Again, though, we are running low on logs, and I've asked them to do several building projects. There we go. We got one farmhouse done. And this whole thing that I thought I needed to do, a double and triple wide pathways, no, that's not the way to do it either. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and continue it since that's where there we go. Yeah, he can get that whole area now, and that's very handy. Where I'm not going to do the double pathway is right here. We don't really need any more housing. We've got 130 unemployed beavers as it is. So there's no point in coming in with new housing because the beavers we have don't have anything to do. We really need to get everybody put to work before we start thinking about that. So I'm going to mix up my trees just because you get more from pine and then you get even more. So you get 1 tree from birch, but it takes 9 days to grow. 2 logs, I should say, plus the possibility of gathering pine resin, which we're doing over here. But they take 12 days to grow, so 3 extra days, 1 extra log. If you go from 9 to 30, you get 8, and then in between all that is 24. So, you know, you just have to balance. Do you want your logs right now? Or do you want a lot of logs when they get harvested? They do take long to cut down. Harvested, yeah, cut down. I don't think you harvest trees, do you? So we've got maple back there, and I know we had chestnuts somewhere. That's all maple. That's all pine. I know we had chestnuts. I thought. Am I mistaken? It appears I might be mistaken. I could have sworn we had planted chestnuts. That is all maple. I know we put in chestnuts. It was like the title of one of the videos. Are these my chestnuts back here dying? Yes, okay. Alright. How many of these are we cutting down? Only half. Okay. So, as this continues to clear, in fact, we can go ahead and plant, even though we're not get anything done. So, I'm going to get... I can't go there. I'm going to do like a mixture back here. Wait, where's my gatherer? You're the gatherer? No, you're the lumberjack. You're the gatherer. You can reach that whole area, so it doesn't really matter how I do this. So we're just going to mix it up with all 4 tree types. That way, you know, we're getting some wood regularly and then some other wood in greater quantity. That's the English I'm trying to look for. So I am going to go ahead, and I said I was going to keep that, but I'm not because, again, we need trees. And this one I'm going to do just birch. And then we're going to need some additional lumberjacks to take care of all this. Just to make sure it all gets cut in a timely fashion. So we need to come in with our cut trees tool and update our areas. And you can tell I've been living in Arkansas for too long. There we go. And there is a cutting zone. There is a cutting zone as well as that. Yep, that too. And all of that autosave kicked in and kind of knocked me out. So what are we planting here? That looks like some more pine. This is all birch. And our maple are back there. I've got a lumberjack there. Where's my tapper? There's my tapper. He could reach up here, but I don't really see any need for it. I think what I'm going to do is just to be sure we're getting a lot of quick growth logs. Just do that. Just go with our birch and be done with it. So there, I feel a lot better about our tree situation once it all gets cut up, or planted. There's what I'm looking for. What I do not feel good about is, couldn't tell if it was back there or not. I don't know why this just bothers me, having buildings on top of tree cutting areas. I don't think it has any impact whatsoever. Like, I'm pretty sure the game is programmed in a way to be like, yeah, there's no tree there. I'm not gonna send a beaver to cut that down. But there we go. So we can get rid of these two right here. We can get rid of that, and we can get rid of that. We are starting to get a lot of logs. And it has nothing to do with the planting I've done. It's just that I haven't really built a ton of stuff. So it's pretty good. How much longer is in this drought? 1.4 days. So not too shabby. Can we plant anything more here? Not really. But I'll go ahead and fill in that corner. I'm pretty sure we were on that tree. There we go. And he'll be able to get that planted. It's just, again, it's going to... You gotta wait for the drought. I don't think he'll even try. I'm going to go ahead and mark the whole thing. We do still have a few crops growing, but they're all 100% outside of where the scarecrow is effective, or not scarecrow, but beehive. So even that is something that I've come to realize. Is this dead? Yeah, this is dead, so I can just, it's never coming back. So I can just mark this as for demolition then. And they'll just chop that out. See, look, no wind, that's useless to me. Granted, it's nighttime right now and would be useless to me anyway, but I think you kind of get what I mean. So with all this stuff that we're doing to expand our timber industry, what we can do is these buildings that we had... Oh, I forgot I had this guy. These buildings that we had paused due to lack of logs, we can go ahead and turn them all back on. It'll be fine. Though, again... Powered by wind, not the smartest decision. Also, having all these multiple wood piles is pointless. Honestly, if you've got 300 logs, you have a good amount, and that'll be enough to keep your district going. And you really just don't need multiple log piles. You just don't. I mean, you could put them in there for, like, convenience sake, I guess. But they don't really do you any good because they stop cutting down trees when all the log piles are full. So it'd be kind of nice to have some mature trees waiting to be cut down so that when we run out of timber, there's a bunch of trees they can immediately go get instead of being in a position where I'm stuck and just waiting. So there we go. We have our final thing that we can unlock. However, we can't build it because we still don't have iron or scrap metal, and we're not going to get over there. Not anytime soon. It's too far. Because normally, you know what? I tell you what. Let's spend the last 10 minutes. We fixed the majority of things that I had done wrong in this series up until now. Let's see if there's anything else that needs unpaused. Not. It matters because we're about to switch to a different thing here. And I had a lot of lumber mills making a lot of planks. I must have really been anticipating having a lot of gears. There we go. So that's everything unpaused. That's even a lot of water pumps for only 279 beavers. What we're going to do is just turn off the HUD here for a minute. Wait for daylight. Let me speed time back up. I'm going to wait for daylight. And yes, you can turn off the HUD in this game. It's kind of nice. There we go. Daylight's here. We'll just take a quick look. So we started here, built some, you know, I think a nice looking little townhouse. I dig it. You know, it has character. Again, I've learned a lot about maximizing my space, even with housing. But, you know, it wraps all around. There's a nice little walkway underneath. And then, of course, we use that space above to make kind of a tower topped off with that guy. And then over here we have the Flame of Progress. So we built, what, just 1 or 2 videos ago. Giving a lot of sense of awe and wonder. We did do several water control projects, so I'm about to show you a much, much better way to handle it. It's not going to be on this map. It's going to be a different map called Waterfalls. That, when the time I'm recording this, I just started the save last Saturday night. Literally, you're watching this the Tuesday after I started it. Oh yeah, I never mentioned. I started to mention that Timberborn's going on a little bit of a hiatus, and that I will still stream it. That's because City Skylines has a new DLC coming out, and I kind of want to take advantage of that. Maybe do a shorter, maybe even a complete City Skylines Let's Play. I don't know. I'm going to have to see how my existing cities play once it comes out. But I'm going to load up this other save, and then I will be right back with you. So here we are, and this is perfect timing talking about water management. We're right at sunset. A drought just started. So we're immediately going to go address the water. Slightly bigger. We also have 2 districts instead of 1 here. So I can kind of show you how districts work a little bit more. So this water is going to stop. There we go. Drought started, but that's it. That's it. That's the sum total of my drought. All the rest of this water, some of these areas will dry out, like that little bit there. And I think a little bit here eventually dries. Yeah, a little bit here eventually dries out. But it doesn't impact me too much down here, just a little bit. And then all through here, you notice I didn't have to raise any gates, lower any gates, anything. It's all just set to keep both districts from flooding, but still hold back enough water that we can survive a drought. So when you start this map, the water is flowing down this waterfall, down this way, through here, and out here. I did a couple different things. One's going to be kind of hard to see, but you may notice there's like a little lake right here. This was just a pit that had a little bit of land here. Well, as soon as I had dynamite available, which we're going to talk about dynamite in just a moment, or explosives, I just blasted a little channel through to fill that up, and that made... So we had green lands about here. Everything else was dry and dead back here. Everything. And back here was a big mountain, which you can kind of tell by the wall here that I have blasted out completely using explosives to greatly expand my area. But talking about water management, so that was my first big water management project, was to open this up so that I could get another district over here and have a good amount of fertile land surrounding this. And it did. It took care of a huge chunk, probably all of that. The next thing I did is right here had some of the, I don't know, it's just like debris that you can remove, that you can have the beavers remove. So once I had a district over here, I had them come out here and chew that out. And of course, this isn't the exact order everything happened, but as far as like getting the water to flow, this is how I got it to flow. And it did start flowing back, and it flowed all the way to right here. So that opened up even more fertile area. Well, once I had this district open, they are able to reach all the way up here. You can see if I click on their district center, with stairs, I had stairs going down here. So they were able to reach all the way up here. So my very first flood management project was actually, doesn't even exist anymore. We had originally just some gates right here, because our original district was just right here. So that's all we really had to worry about. And then we had a little bit that we had expanded across the river. But because the mountain pretty much started like right here and went up quickly, we didn't have a whole lot of usable space back here at all. So there wasn't a whole lot we could do. And this district, you can see it started struggling to be able to reach very far back here at all anyway. You can tell in the red, and you can kind of see. In fact, in one area, it doesn't even quite connect right there. It's just both these paths come down. If I had a path that came down through here, that would connect, but it doesn't quite reach to both sides. But that's okay, because this path is, it's just to go from district to district. They kind of use it as a shortcut sometimes. But the beavers do stay in their respective districts, so we'll talk about districts in just a second. So yeah, that was my original water project, but it's gone now. And the reason that it's gone is once I had this district in, this district was pretty much my powerhouse, producing a lot of stuff, and I was sending resources over. And we'll talk about that too in just a second. So my first thing I wanted to do was change where the water fell off. And that's where these guys came in. We put in a little levee so that we were guaranteed a meter at all times that would hold back a meter of water. And then on top of that, we built our double floodgate set to 1.5 meters. So in total, that's holding back 2.5 meters of water in a pretty deep canyon here. You can see if I turn it off or make the water less visible, you can see that's really deep. There's a lot of water being held back there. Then after that, I came in and I'm trying to remember what I did next. Oh yeah, after we did that, just to hold water back so that it would also flood this way a little bit better and more reliably, I then had this side over here, this District 1, producing, I just realized I never finished a building project, had them producing dynamite, and this was right here was land. Blasted this, opened this up, and of course the water just flowed down through here and right on out. Sometime right about here, it would lose enough strength that it would kind of, water would still flow in, and there was just like no current right here at all, kind of like it is now. And then from that, I wanted to really be able to control my water, so this came into play. I wanted to be able to, when there was a drought, stop it. And have a retention wall or a retention area right there. And then I built this set next to be able to hold back some water up here, which would keep this fertile. But what happened is, because these are two different layers, this still all dried out and it only held water right here. So all of this was still dry. So that's where this gate came in, as well as this gate and this gate, so that we could keep all this completely irrigated except for one little tiny bit right here. It all stays irrigated. And the same for this one, this set of gates. It's all just to hold back that little amount of water. You can see we're well into the drought, and if we come over here to one of the handy dandy water gauges, we still have 1/3 of a meter left, and it was up to 0.99 at its highest, which is almost flooding. So we've used a lot of water, but we should have more than enough, even with all the pumps going and everything, to handle it. But that's how to do flood control. You do a series of gates to just hold things back at different levels, different areas that you need to keep hydrated, I guess. Not hydrated, but, you know, watered, irrigated. There's the word. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. So my next project was to flatten out this first for the District 1, the big mountain that was here, and just do that with explosives. And you can see I'm now on my way to another one of those projects over here. I wish I had some ready to go to show you, but I don't. But you can see all these little flags. Well, those are dynamite waiting to be planted. And then once they are planted, I'll try to remember to include a little video right here of an explosion that I did in this save over here to clear out this corner here. Once this first bit got cleared out, then I cleared out all of this here. We already had a district up and running on this side, so we had 2 districts. Since this district could no longer reach where the dynamite needed to go, I just once again shipped the dynamite from side to side. Or explosives, because I think they're just explosives before they're dynamite. Yeah, they're just explosives until you actually tell your Reaver to go place dynamite. I just had them ship all their dynamite over, and then the workers over here would just layer by layer. I worked it down, just keeping, you know, basically a retaining wall for the water, just a very narrow one. You can see some places I had a little bit of flooding occurring, so I have the little levees built up here, and that's kind of what's going on over here as well. We had just a little bit of flooding, especially right after a drought. And honestly, this is my first drought after I've built this, so we'll be able to test it out here in just a minute to see if this is even effective. But I have to pause it and do one by one, or else they won't be able to, like, if they build this one, I don't think they can reach that one, because it's up so high off the path. So hopefully, speed things up. Pretty sure while I'm recording it'll be okay. And there's only 12 logs each, so we'll get that one done pretty quick. Yeah, pretty quick. 91%. There we go. That one's done, so now we can get that one done. The water never gets up this high, but I just wanted to make a nice consistent wall here. What I'm worried about now is that it's just going to kind of spill in here and flood my little neighborhood here. Whoops. So, districts. Let's talk about them. This was our starting district on Saturday night. And you can see, even on this side of the river, it's pretty huge. District 1 doesn't have a specific name. You can name them if you want. In and of itself, it's really large. I mean, it comes all the way over here, runs all the way back there, and it's making all of this stuff and still has 33 unemployed people, or beavers. Building lacks power, building lacks workers. 20 buildings lack workers? Is that over here that's happening? Yeah, we had a death wave, probably. Yeah, we did. We had a death wave. That happens if you build up your housing a little too fast, and I did in this one. So we've got several jobs over here that are unfulfilled. And it's hard to believe that adds up to 20, but yeah, I guess it probably would. But anyway, so yeah, this is our starting district. And as I got ready to expand to another district, I went ahead and placed the new district center over here, placed district gates to separate them off. But a lot of this, even with the district gates, you'll be able to see if I highlight this, you can see they're able to build all the way back into here with this green line. So I was able to have this original district build a lot of new stuff for the second district before they even moved in. Like they had farmhouses, housing, water and pumps and water storage, and even a couple of big storage warehouses ready to go, ready for them to move in. And then once they got here, I was using the trade system. It's not really a trade system. It's more of a distribution system. And you're looking at it right on the screen. You may not realize it. It's almost dead center. And I've come up with the solution of making these work super efficient. So this is your distribution post. They will carry resources to another district. So you can see these three I can't select because they're in my district, but these three here are not because there's a district gate, there's a district gate. That path is in a different district. So you can see I'm sending them gears, planks, cattail crackers, berries, and treated planks. And those are getting dropped off in each of these drop-off points. They have a total inventory capability of 100. Or 300, sorry. So you don't want to try to send too much to any one. So you can see I've got just one or two routes going to each one. Now, if you do want to send if I suddenly wanted to send all 300 of this wood over to this other district, I would actually create, I would go here and I would say, add a new thing, do this, and I would click log, and I would do that till I had all 10 of my routes filled up, just going across these repeatedly, because you have distribution limits. And this is for the district that you're in. So this says that don't ever accept more than 100. Is what that's basically saying. You can change that. You can make it infinite, and they'll just keep shipping it from the other district until they run out. And the second they get more, they'll ship it again. And there's also the low side, which is to say, let's say I didn't want them to ever ship berries if I went below 10 berries. So you can set a low. So they will stop sending things over to the other distribution centers. And by having them right here by each other, and I've played through this game several times now. I used to have them just separated way on other sides of things that just took so long. By having them right here and by making sure that haulers are prioritizing, which looks like I might have missed a little bit. Making sure that our haulers are prioritizing these and these, you may as well just have one district that shares resources because it happens so fast. Because the haulers immediately go get it as soon as it's available if there's not that minimum number to strip it out. And so they basically feel like they're just sharing resources. Blasting all of this corner here did not take any longer because I had to ship it over than it did when I was blasting this area in the district that it was being produced in. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I have learned a lot about the game. And I'm really looking forward to continuing to stream it. I'm also really looking forward to making this all nice in one level area because the district does reach way over there. Look at that. Look how far it can reach. Where the red line stops is how far it can reach. And as this gets lowered, I'll be able to reach even more. And same here. I'll probably be able to get down to about here on this end. So greatly, I just they can't get there. That's sad. Greatly looking forward to getting this all blasted, but it's going to take a while. I've only got 4 total explosive factories, and they only make 4 or 5 a day. So yeah, that's Timberborn, guys. It may come back to YouTube. It all depends on how the views keep going, comments, things like that. It will definitely be something I still stream on Twitch. But next week we will pick back up with City Skylines. So until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.